Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be joined with Yasmine with her movie, Party Favor. Let's take a little clip.
Bye. See you later. See ya. Hi, Jay. Sorry, I didn't want to wake you. What even happened last night? I don't really remember anything after that third shot. I did what?
Yasmine, welcome to the New Filmmakers LA family, and thank you for bringing your film to us, and welcome.
Yes, thank you.
For those that haven't seen your film, tell us a brief synopsis.
Well, it's about a Filipino-American woman. She goes to visit her sister, who's her child is having a 10-year-old birthday party. And then she's on a task to go buy birthday candles. She's asked by her 14-year-old niece whether she can buy condoms for her. So it's, it's a comedy drama. There's sort of a reveal at the end that kind of shows that the generational cycle continues, and she kind of is put in the place of where her older sister was for her when she was a young teen and was kind of in a similar situation.
It's a brilliant story, and I love these characters and these relationships and the conversations that you developed into this film. It's so good. Where did the inspiration come for you, Yasmine, in creating the project?
Well, this comes from a true story, actually. I was put in that situation. It was actually a younger cousin of mine. She was 14, I was about 30, and she asked me if I would buy condoms for her, and I was cursing the situation I was in. I really did not want to be put there, but, and she comes from a very, Catholic family. I didn't really know if her mom would do this for her. And so to be asked and kind of wrestling with, is it my place, and should I tell her mother? It was a tough decision, but ultimately I kind of had to make the right one that I felt was right for her.
Amazing. And firstly, you're the cool cousin, so we're gonna come. We know the kind of person people can come to you, which is really special, and I think really good for when you're in that age group as well. No, really, thank you for celebrating that story, because I felt like watching your film, there was probably so many situations in life where may have happened, where they've asked someone they trust in the family to kind of come together. How did you go about taking that experience and then developing that into a film?
Yeah, well, this was actually a thesis film for my MFA at Stony Brook University. It's kind of a new program.
Yeah.
They work in conjunction with Killer Films, and they're kind of a storied production company with Christine Vachon. They've made Past Lives and Carol, and so it was a really great film program that I wanted to join. And I remembered this personal story, and in a short film writing class, I developed this script and developed it into my thesis. So that's it. I kind of had a lot of help from fellow Stony Brook classmates and other film collaborators I've had in a while. So,
well, congratulations on that, because it's some really great people that you're working with there as well. So well done. I love how you kind of take us into this amazing party. I kind of wish I was there. It was looks like a lot of fun, but there's a lot of detail that went into there, looking from a sort of production design perspective. How'd you go kind of about setting all that up?
Yeah, well, I think it started with just a conversation between me and my cinematographer, Barbie Leung. She actually, we have made a film together in the past when I first moved to New York, and this was sort of the film we made together as I was leaving New York.
Wow.
So it was kind of interesting, bookend. But we kind of talked about the look and feel and the color palette and kind of other film comps to see how we wanted the film to look. And so it started there with that conversation, and then in conversations with my art director and production design, trying to bring those colors to life, even in conversations with telling extras what wardrobe to choose, kind of getting the same kind of feel of the colors and everything.
Yeah, I mean, the attention to detail was amazing because it was just so beautiful to watch and so wonderfully shot. So I was just like, I know you guys have put a lot of time and effort into that, and it really shone on screen yesterday as well. Okay, let's talk about your characters because you brought this amazing ensemble cast. Like, oh my goodness, like I'm almost like this could be a series. This is amazing.
Okay.
Yes, let's talk about it. But no, so how did you go about bringing your cast together? How was that experience for you?
Well, I kind of did casting like a lot of regular. I think we did it through backstage casting,
Okay.
and but trying to find great women of color actors can also be a challenge sometimes. But you just kind of have to make the effort and the connections. And actually, I found my lead actress because I attended like an Asian American film event, and I saw her. She was there with another film, and I actually remember seeing her from a past project. This was Catherine Rickerford McCreary, and she was in a web series that I really enjoyed called Prison Dancer. It was amazing. This amazing web series about like the Filipino prisoners and turned into a musical, and is incredible. And I remembered her from that project, and so I approached her if she would audition for me for my short. And she did, and I thought she was great. And and then just through other auditions, like kind of filled out the rest of the cast. Kind of fun fact, I do have a cameo at the beginning of the film because an actor dropped out.
Oh, you did?
Which happens.
Yeah.
But I really do not want to be in front.
Are you sure?
In my film.
This could be the start of a whole new career
Not
for
an actor,
you.
but that's the life of production. You kind of have to pivot. Things
Go with the
happen.
flow.
Things fall apart. You have to, adjust. And so I jumped in there and I had one line in there, but.
I remember you creeping in there now, but I didn't recognize you because you played a whole different role. No, it was really, what I love about your main characters. It's obviously in this case it's sort of niece and aunt, but then also just everyone had just a really great like comedic acting appeal about them. They all had this they were doing so many things that were so subtly funny that I thought was like amazing. The mom as well, especially. Like, how do you go about directing your actors in this context? And of course, there was some open scenes, but some very kind of intimate scenes as well.
Yeah, I think because it's a comedy drama, it's really hard to kind of get that tone right. And with the comedic scenes, sometimes it's a lot of just embracing the pauses and the reaction shots and in a way finding the comedy in editing sometimes. But as far as the actors, they just have to play their characters, true, and then let the audience find the comedy from it. If they're trying too hard to be funny, sometimes it's not funny. So they just kind of have to play it straight, and then the comedy can kind of come from the lines, the reaction looks, things like that.
They got it pitch perfect for sure.
Oh, good.
What was also nice to see as well, I think, aside from being this, having comedic elements, it was also very dramatic too, because it's a very sort of, it's a sensitive time in a young girl's life, to sort of have someone to open up about conversations and trying to find someone that's older than them within the family that they can trust. And I thought that element was a really important element that we can never not see enough on screen, because you never quite know who's watching that might inspire for them to have a conversation before doing something that they wish they had talked to someone before. Did you kind of want to display that dynamic in there as well? Because I thought their scenes together were so touching as well.
Yeah, I come from a large, Chinese Filipino family, and I think it becomes second nature to go to aunts and cousins for to discuss sensitive topics that maybe it's just too uncomfortable to come to your parents. And so I did want to, showcase those types of relationships in this film. And, in my personal story, it was, between cousins, but here it's between an aunt and a niece. And then, her backstory, it's like her and her sister. So, I just wanted to show those relationships.
And what's it been like taking this around from the audience? Because I mean, it's so funny because sometimes with your film, it's like this, because sometimes there's very comedic moments, and then other times you're just there and it's very kind of intense, and you're just sitting in the car with them. how has it been taking it on the road and hearing the audience reaction?
I mean, the audience reaction has been great. Obviously, when you're editing, you don't have any feedback. You're like, I think this is funny. I mean, I don't know. I didn't have like test screenings until you actually like have it in front of a theater and an audience, and you're like, oh wow, they're laughing. This is great. It's kind of what I wanted, just to hear the audience reaction. But sometimes they're laughing at parts that I didn't even realize were funny, or like, so that's also the unexpected that can come from, different screenings,
Most definitely.
So that's been great. And it's really satisfying to hear the reception and that people really enjoy it and that they do laugh and cry with it.
No, most definitely. What's next for you?
Well, I'm trying to concentrate on TV writing, actually. I wrote a TV pilot called Fish Head, just about a Filipino-American woman also. She kind of loses her husband and her job, and she moves back home in with her immigrant parents and is trying to open a bakery to kind of change what her conservative neighborhood, trying to open a Filipino bakery in this like conservative suburb of.
Oh, amazing.
So I've been submitting that pilot around and seeing where it goes.
Amazing. Well, I love the characters that you develop. So I mean, I wasn't even done with Party Favor. I was like, no, can we have more from this too? Or it was really, really cool. But no, thank you so much. And I think just as well, just to kind of finalize, we have a very filmmaking audience. Do you have kind of any advice you go by as a filmmaker, as an artist, that you could share with the audience?
I mean, obviously with my film, I drew from a personal story, and I think as a writer-director for other filmmakers, like really draw into that, I guess what I've, into those personal stories that are emotional, that can be difficult, that can be hard, because there's a lot of good film that can come out of that. Some either comedy, you could turn that hard story into something light, or dark, but that's where like the meat is, and that's where audiences can also connect with you.
Absolutely. Well, listen, well done. Thank you for bringing your film to NewFilmmakers LA. Ready for the TV series, whatever you want to bring us to next. But congratulations on Party Favor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yasmine, everybody.